23rd. Just one more day.
Oh my God, can you believe it? It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it seems a little hard. It seems like it was harder this year than it was last year.
It really was. Well, we have a lot more going on.
And we're talking about movies.
Yeah.
And also drinking our wine and stuff, so.
But,
and they go on longer, so it takes
Right.
me longer to edit them. But yeah, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
Just today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
2 days. 1 day.
One day.
2 days. So we're gonna pop open our beverages here. Oh, a Bocker beer, I think. No. Yeah, Bock beer.
Der Spiegel.
Dating back to the 14th century, Bock beer and the Capricorn goat are a symbol of good times to come. What's the wine?
Richard Parker Heron here. So the wine is a Cab Sav, Cabernet Sauvignon, from Chile.
Fun. Have we had that one?
Soft and mellow with dark fruity aromas, intense fruit flavors of blackcurrant, plum, and a delicate hint of spice combine to create a fresh, perfectly balanced wine. Ooh, look at how pretty it is. Smooth. It is well balanced because it is soft. Yeah, it's like, it's soft. I'm gonna pour some more.
There you go.
All
I'll
right.
have a little later.
Yeah. Let's talk about the movie.
So the movie we finished yesterday, it took us a couple days,
It's
was,
hella long.
yeah it is, was Blade Runner 2049, which is the last movie out of our top 10. And one of the funnest, one of the best.
I wouldn't say fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
fun, but
When it came out, we were fucking stoked, right? And then the whole time we watched it, I was tripping balls. So Blade Runner, the original, is one of my favorite movies. Definitely a top 10. And so, similar to The Shining, it was just a movie that I loved, and just have more of it, even if it wasn't great, I would have been stoked. At least one time watching it. But this one was great, and it lived up to my expectations.
and it was even, I feel like it was even better the second time, which is the sign of a truly great movie, right? You know, like Get Out was better and different the second time, and this was also better and different the second time.
Similar to Blade Runner, there's a lot of ambiguity.
Yeah.
And there are a couple things that, depending on when I watch them, or that watch, I feel one way or the other. For example, Deckard, they aren't super clear whether or not he's a replicant or not. So the first time we watched it, I thought for sure that they made reference to him being a replicant. But then this last time, I don't think they did, and I don't think he was necessarily.
Oh.
Another one of those things I think that could be different if, depending on what time, depending on your mood, you know, of when you're watching it, is Joy.
Yeah.
She is the main guy, the Deckard in this is, who's Ryan Gosling, Kay.
Yeah.
His girlfriend in this, who's a virtual person.
Right. And she's designed, like, she comes in, she's, you know, waiting on him hand and foot, and is everything he dreams of in a woman, and then later on in the movie, there's all this stuff that happens, and then later on in the movie, you see this ad on this building, and it's like, Joy, everything you want to hear, everything you need to hear.
Everything you desire.
And everything, like, yeah, so it's like...
Everything you want and everything you desire, or something like that.
So,
And that's after she dies, too.
Yeah, well, dies. Like...
So you feel, the first time we watched it, I thought, like, that relationship is meaningful.
Right. It is to him, but
it is to him,
the question
sure.
is it to her?
So the first time it felt like she was just as real as
Yeah.
a replicant.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. Me too.
She's about to die, and they're about to smash her hard drive or whatever. And this is after he deleted the one at home. So she was gonna die. She was gone. And right before Love, who's like one of the antagonists, smashes it, Joy runs up to him and is like, I love you. And she smashes it and she's gone. And that seemed real. That seemed so real.
But is that just what he needed to hear right then?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like that's...
Maybe.
So the second go round, I was convinced that Joy was not I mean, she was as
so
genuine as like a computer program can be.
She was so just into what he wanted. It was everything that he wanted.
Yeah.
And there was no depth, really.
Yeah.
But there might have been. It depends on your mood, man.
Yeah.
So, there are various actors that keep showing up in all these movies. And one of them is Ana de Armas, who was in Knives Out. And she plays Joy. Ryan Gosling is in this. And he was in The Nice Guys. And you have Harrison Ford.
Yes, making a comeback.
And he's not yucking it up like he did in the Star Wars movies. It's like, I'm Harrison Ford.
I don't know, like there was a time in the very end when he was about to drown, where I just felt like he was like old man, like what's going on, and I felt like it was kind of a weak, you know, like his performance.
I thought it was great.
I mean, you know, you man crush on Harrison Ford. Any man does.
Yeah.
Naturally.
It's true.
He's, you know.
He is Indiana Jones.
Right. He is
And Deckard.
Yeah. And
I suppose some people like Han Solo.
Well, and Han Solo, yeah. Suppose some people. In our collective memories, Harrison Ford represents something big. You know, in all of our favorite, he's in a lot of our favorite movies. I'm speaking generally over time.
With extreme prejudice.
So, but I do think it was, you know, he needed to be in this film, and I'm glad that they brought him back.
But it's a very beautiful movie. It is maybe the most beautiful movie on this list. They're all so beautiful.
Yeah, well, it did win, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but cinematography. It won an Oscar for Best Cinematography. And I think, you know, the first time that we watched it, it was very, it was beautiful, but it's a lot to take in. And so the second time, I was able to sort of step back and see it as a big picture, right? Because it's so much going on. It's 2049, Los Angeles, California, where it is always snowing or raining. There's always a snowstorm coming or rain, which, okay, it's 2049, it's the end of the world.
I mean, if you're going to pick some nits, you know, there were some to be picked.
Really?
Well, so there are no trees or vegetation of any kind. And Harrison Ford lives in the desert. He lives in Vegas. And he has all these bees.
Which is really unexplained.
Yeah. And how are they making honey if there are no flowers or anything? I don't know.
Are they? We didn't see any honey.
Well, I mean, why would he? I guess they wouldn't be able to survive without making honey.
Anyway.
Yeah, but just don't dwell on that shit.
It's to be enjoyed without thinking about the minor details, like where bees are getting any food sources in the desert. I do love that hotel that he's in.
Oh yeah.
That Harrison Ford like shacks up in. It's a great room or a great building with all this Art Deco, you know.
It's a great dog too.
And there's a great dog. Yes. But I think one of my favorites about that whole scene is the LED Elvis, and then the go-go dancers and the can dance. It's the Vegas showgirls. There are these
They're holograms.
Holograms, yeah, and it makes it. It gives it like an interesting flavor, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty out there. Right?
Yeah.
And speaking of interesting flavors, Jared Leto.
Oh, God, he's the worst.
And before the movie,
Oh, milky
before
eyes.
I watched it, I was not super excited about Jared Leto.
Mm-mm.
And he seemed super Jared Leto-y too.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie had just the right amount of Jared Leto, I think.
Yeah, not too much.
It's like a Fight Club amount of Jared Leto, if that. Yeah, but he is irritating.
He's irritating, and his lady that he's
It's Love.
his whatever. It's
Her name's Love.
Her name is Love.
She's a
She's a
replicant.
fucking psycho. She's just got anger issues, and she's the worst. I wanted to choke her out, and I was really glad when when Kay choked her out. It was very satisfying to see her die.
So everybody's sort of, all the replicants are sort of, they have hope now because there was a replicant that was born to a replicant or whatever. And everybody that's a replicant is like, oh, now it's proof we have souls or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty powerful, but Love doesn't give a shit about any of that. And she is towing the company line. And at one point she even says, I'm the best.
Yeah.
And so she's like the best replicant in her mind or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which she's not.
Psycho.
Yeah, she is difficult to get along with.
It's putting it mildly.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is a good one.
If you haven't seen it, then you're missing out.
Definitely give it a go.
If you didn't see it in 3D, you're missing out too.
We didn't see it in 3D.
Yeah,
we did?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
Apparently
so
we
that's,
saw it in 3D.
So that's 2049 on December 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And watch out for June 6th, 2021, by the way.
So that was the other thing. Just one more thought. They kept talking about 2020 and 2021, and this movie came out in 2017, and 2020 is next week, right?
Yeah. Well, so the Blade Runner, the original, took place like last week. Or
It was Blade Runner. Yeah, it was Blade Runner.
Blade Runner Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm done with mine. See you guys.